So Gone's about a mother who looks away for a moment and her child vanishes.
This particular situation is probably one of the worst imaginable scenarios for a parent.
As the story develops, the family's tested quite a bit due to an event that occurs pretty quickly into the film.
Half the cast could get their head around what virtual reality it was when we started.
For the viewer, it will be like sitting in on a conversation between this family.
There's a way that VR amplifies something that feels false. And so all of the actors had to be completely natural and have that feeling of realism and being able to just sort of exist in a space.
One camera, 360 degrees, it's moving, and it's more like a stage play, there's no coverage, and then they go, great, when's my close-up again?
Do I miss my close-up? Yes, I do. Honestly, I do.
You really can't make a mistake because they have to capture everything in that one shot. There is no traditional coverage.
So by and large, they got to do entire scenes all the way through every time and really just kind of get into the performance.
From the moment I say action to the moment you're done, you're always on.
Okay. From the get-go, this is probably the most ambitious project I've ever worked on.
I'm a big science fiction fan. I love the shows like Fringe and Lost, so I was into it from the second I read the script.
As you're actually moving through the narrative, you know, it's on you to pay attention to what's important and figure out what's going on.
You're this omniscient visitor.
You become part of the story because if you're watching a scene with Lindsay and I having an argument, you can choose to stay there and listen to it, or you can kind of look around and see what is this world they exist in while they're having this argument.
Like, it was much closer to theater where we would end up doing, you know, 18 takes of a 7-minute scene, but they got to do the whole scene every time.
You're navigating through this scene as you would in real life. And that's a really kind of unique experience for an actor. And I think for the spectator as well.
Lindsay's really committed, and the stuff she had to do the day I worked with her, crawling into these pits and, you know, coming out with a gun, and it was very committed actress and really lovely to work with.
There's basically an expositional story and an emotional story, and they're kind of divided. If you're keyed into the emotional story, there's a lot of expositional stuff, you know, clues that we've placed about where this girl has gone that you could miss. Whereas on the other hand, if you pay entirely attention to all of these little expositional notes, you can be missing the emotional story going on. You know, just like the mother who's not watching and her child vanishes, you're in a place where you could see where she went, supposedly, if you were looking in the right place, but you don't know where to look, and there's all these clues of what could have happened if you know where to pay attention.